Dwarfs, imps, Detroit folklore. What in the world am I talking about? You're about to find out and why it relates to beer. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti and I'm checking in from the road. Still out here on the Rituals of Hate tour with Whitechapel. Earlier in the tour, we had a day off in Grand Rapids. I went to a little bottle shop, convenience store, whatever, picked up a couple beers. One of the beers I picked up is this beer right here. This is Old Nation Brewing Detroit Dwarf, the legendary Nain Rouge alt beer. It's got a picture of the Nain Rouge or the Detroit Dwarf on the cover here, on the cover. The can art, the label, whatever you want to call it. This is an alt style beer coming in at 5.8% alcohol, 30 IBUs, it's 1 pint, and there is some sort of date on the bottom, but I really can't read it. But at least the brewery has everything on the label, on the can that I always ask for. Although I wish I could read the date a little better. But it is what it is, right? On the side of the can here, it says, respectfully brewed and canned by Old Nation Brewing Company, Williamston, Michigan. And on the other side here, there's a little blurb, and then we're going to get into it. So, debuting in 2003, the Detroit Dwarf pays homage to the legendary Nain Rouge and has garnered numerous accolades, including a silver medal at the World Beer Cup, a well-deserved recognition for its simplicity, full-bodied flavor, and impeccable balance. Detroit Dwarf embodies what beer should be: effortless enjoyment with no need for deep contemplation. Sounds pretty good to me. So the Detroit Dwarf, or the Nain Rouge, what is that? It's also called the Red Dwarf, and it's a mischievous, red-skinned imp dwarf being, whatever, from Detroit folklore. Supposedly it's a harbinger of misfortune, and its appearance is linked to the city's struggle. So the founder of Detroit, hopefully I can say this correctly, Antone de la Mothe Cadillac, he was warned by a fortune teller about the Nain Rouge. And then, apparently when he saw the Nain Rouge, he hit it with his cane and yelled, "Be gone, you red imp." So the Nain Rouge cursed Cadillac and the city. And that's why Detroit has always struggled and is just always just a downtrodden city. They blame it on the Red Dwarf, the Detroit Dwarf, the Nain Rouge, whatever you want to call it. I believe the legend started back in I guess it must have started back in like the 1700s when Detroit was founded. So Old Nation here has made this beer in homage to that. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing that you're paying homage to a creature that has cursed a city in your state or cursed your city, but it is what it is. And this picture of this dwarf looks like a kind of a devil-looking being. I mean, again, on the can here, it's like a red being with horns and pointy ears and just kind of evil-looking or mischievous-looking. Hopefully this isn't an evil beer or a mischievous beer. Hopefully it didn't can something terrible as a joke, but we're going to find out, right? So on Untapped, this gets a 3.52 with over 4,000 check-ins. On Beer Advocate, it received an 86 very good. There's only 45 check-ins. That's a nice shakluk there. Once again, I'm using my festive, iconic plastic cup here. Get it into the glass. It's been a while, I think, since I've had an alt beer. And this one, done a few beers this evening, and this one is pouring out terribly. Unlike the rest of the beers that poured out quite well in this iconic plastic cup, this mischievous Detroit Dwarf is pouring out kind of knob-headed. I guess it goes with the territory with a creature like this. Get a nose on it. It smells very grainy. Hashtag dip your beak in it. It's just a very grainy brewery smell. Dip your beak in it twice. This mischievous dwarf is already getting me. As far as color goes, that is kind of a orangey red color. Very hazy, can't see through it at all. I've got 2 fingers of nicotine stained moose-like head on it. Well, let's take a drink and hopefully I don't get cursed. Cheers, everybody. Well, that's kind of different than a lot of the beers I've had lately. Malty, grainy, biscuity, a little bit of hop bitterness. And it's almost got kind of like the rye kind of burn to it. I mean, but it's not really a burn, but kind of like this rye, I guess bitterness is the best way to describe it. This kind of reminds me of a red ale, like a good red ale. But I know it's an alt. It doesn't say anything about what it was brewed with. It is quite tasty, but it's very grainy and rye. Raw grains. There is some bitterness in there. And again, there is like a slight burn, but it's not like an alcohol burn or a hop burn. It's almost like a rye, like grainy burn. I don't know if that makes sense. But overall, this is pretty tasty. And because I don't want to get cursed or have this mischievous little dwarf show up and do something to me, and because it is a good beer, I'm going to give the Detroit Dwarf a big horns up. Hopefully you don't show up. Hopefully I never see you. And hopefully you don't curse me. I also hope that you all enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something new today. Have you heard of the Detroit Dwarf or the Red Dwarf or the Nain Rouge? I'm sure if you're watching from the Detroit area, you probably have. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, embrace the adventure.